Running multiple amps together should be amazing, but in reality, it can mean ground loops, phase issues, level mismatches, and can be a wiring nightmare. So this is the GigRig Wet Dry Machine, and it makes running a multi-amp rig really easy. And of course the fun bit is how it facilitates a wet-dry-wet setup, but we'll get to that in a minute. The wet-dry machine allows you to take 2 separate inputs and route them to up to 4 outputs. And those outputs can be connected to your amplifiers, to mixing desks, to your DAW interface, whatever your rig requires. There's also a stereo effects loop built into the signal path. And that means some outputs can receive a dry signal and some outputs can receive the loop return wet signal. I've managed to rope in Joey Landreth to help me show you how it's done. At the moment, we've got Joey hooked up to 3 amplifiers, Joey's 2-Rock Signature, a Fender Princeton, and a Fender Deluxe Reverb. In flip-flop mode, we can select each amp individually. Here's amp 1, amp 2, and amp 3. In standard mode, we can combine the amps together. So here's amp 1. Let's add amp 2. I think that second amplifier is out of phase with the first amplifier, so let's correct that. Great, now let's add amp 3. We've got some overdrive pedals set up at the input of the wet dry machine. So we're running all 3 amps together with no phase issues and no ground loops. Now for the fun bit, we're going to add some stereo effects to the outside 2 amplifiers, the Fender Princeton and the Fender Deluxe. But we're going to leave the 2-Rock in the center dry. So we now have a wet-dry-wet signal path, stereo effects on the outside pair, and a dry center amplifier. But not only that, we can adjust the level going to each amplifier. Another really important feature about the wet-dry machine is that we have proper XLR outputs, and the 1/4-inch inputs are also TRS balanced should you need it. Why is this good? Because it means that we can do things like send 2 outputs from our 1/4-inch outputs here to our amplifiers, but then we can put a stereo amp sim in the effects loop and send them directly from the balanced XLR outputs to front of house, giving our front of house guys some more options. The GigRig Wet Dry Machine is a half-rack unit with 2 inputs and 4 outputs, but if I need more inputs, I can connect the GigRig Guitar Tech to the wet dry machine, giving me a 19-inch rack unit with 4 inputs and 4 outputs. So that's the GigRig Wet Dry Machine, making multi-amp setups easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I love that this exists.